On this episode, we talked about muscle cramps, yoga, and supplements for optimal health. Okay.
All right.
I may not be able to get it this time around, but we'll see. I'll see if I can.
I'm sure you got one in there.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
I'll see if I can get
clunking
something
around
going.
in that empty space.
It is a lot of empty space.
No, it's not. All right.
Ready?
Yep.
Hey everybody, this is Jared Scrolato, and this is episode 53 of Thrive TV. And this is our second episode of changing our format just a little bit. Hope you guys liked the introduction last time. It wasn't overly, I don't know, I guess, fancy. But I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. So we'll continue to try and upgrade it. And if you guys have any suggestions, you're welcome to shoot them out there. So anyway, Travis, how are you today?
Great, Jerry. How are you?
Pretty well.
Yeah.
Enjoying this awesome weather. I was a little thrown off yesterday by the humidity all of a sudden because like yesterday morning, I remember getting up and I walked outside and the grass was cold and it wasn't like cold outside, but it was chilly outside. And then last night when we left, I think those were the only two times I was outside, but last night when we left, it was humid. And then this morning it was the same.
Fronts. The weather front moved through.
I was just a little thrown off by it.
Yeah. So we're enjoying the wind down to summer and
yeah.
Makes me sad.
Makes you sad?
Yeah. Well, I like fall, but I don't like what's behind fall. So.
Yeah. So if you can move one place, it would be south?
Yes.
What part of south?
Any place below Tennessee.
Any place below Tennessee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe not Florida right now.
Why?
Because of the mosquitoes.
Oh. Because of the mosquitoes?
Yeah, any place, yeah. Tennessee, I kind of put along with Kentucky as far as weather.
It is similar.
Yeah. But yeah, any place down there would be fine.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to get rolling?
Yep.
Let's
Are
get into it.
Are you ready? That's what's more important.
I think I am.
Okay. Put your thinking hat on.
All right. Let's start with the first one.
All right. Question number 1 is from Hillary. Thanks, Hillary, for coming through and helping me out here. What is a cure for muscle cramps? She tried bananas, water, electrolytes, and she still gets Charlie horses. So maybe give us some insight as to what causes muscle cramps and what we can do about them.
So cramping is a lot. When you see cramping, a lot of times you see, if you watch NFL games or soccer games or whatever it is, they start feeding them Gatorade, right? And Gatorade has electrolytes in it, which is why they do that. And that's mostly why you cramp. You cramp because your nervous system is lacking electrolytes. Electrolytes help your nervous system fire, and whenever it's not firing correctly, that's when you get a cramp in your muscle. Even it's the muscle cramping, but it's your nervous system that's causing it to contract hard. So that's why you feed yourself these things. Bananas have potassium in them. That's why people eat those. Smart water, it has electrolytes in it. Gatorade, although I wouldn't go for the Gatorade because it also has sugar, which will dehydrate you. Sugar itself is a diuretic, so it pulls water out of you. So it's a little counterintuitive there, but anyway, so that's what causes it. As far as being able to keep up with it, maybe it's just the wrong. There are a handful of electrolytes, so finding the right one. I think lack of magnesium is another thing that can cause cramping. And if you're low in magnesium, and even though you're having bananas and if you're drinking smart water or whatever it is, whatever else you're taking to build that up, it may be because of that. And I'm also curious as to when like you're having the cramp. So if it's like in the middle of the night, like you wake up with a calf cramp or whatever it is, or if like while you're exercising you're getting cramps. Knowing you don't talk about mini cramps during your exercise in general, so I don't think that that's the case. I think it's just when you're laying around relaxing or when you're just out doing something. So also, and again, knowing you, I know you drink a ton of water. Some people can drink too much water, and that goes back to losing electrolytes. if you're drinking a lot of water, you might be losing a lot of electrolytes. So I don't say this to people often. Maybe you're drinking too much water, so that might be worth a shot. Like just cutting back just a little bit, and I don't think that that's the case. You know, you just kind of have to like plug away and figure out what might help it.
So you don't. It has no correlation in the fact that lifting weights fatigues the muscles, that they would cramp based on that.
Because the muscles are fatigued.
Yeah, or you've
you've overexerted it.
Right. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
You know, I think that that plays a part, but I think that goes back to just replenishing electrolytes and being able to keep keep those up and keep those high.
Does dehydration play a role in it?
Yes, but I think that goes back to electrolytes.
Okay.
And water. Don't get me wrong. I think water does play a role because water, obviously, your body needs water to function correctly and to do a lot of processes. But when you're drinking a lot of water already, you're not dehydrated. And knowing Hillary, I know she's drinking plenty of water already, so I know that that's not the case. Yeah.
Okay. What about after training? What about if you foam rolled or stretched? Would that help those?
Those things would definitely be worth trying. I wouldn't say stretching is something that you would want to do. Not that it's something that you wouldn't want to do. I would say foam rolling might be a little more beneficial.
Okay.
It would maybe be something that would actually work versus stretching, because you're flushing the nutrients out of the muscles and everything, and flushing nutrients back in.
Right.
So that definitely might be worth trying and doing that on a consistent basis to see if that helps.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good question.
That's a good question. So question number 2 is, I know how much you like yoga.
Yeah.
Does that relieve stress? So somebody who's got a very stressful life, do you think that yoga helps to relieve that?
Yeah.
And is it also increases your flexibility?
Yoga. So, does yoga relieve stress? If you enjoy yoga, yes, it'll relieve stress. So will resistance training. If you enjoy resistance training, so will Zumba. If you enjoy Zumba, so will riding a bike for 50 miles if you enjoy doing that. If you don't enjoy yoga and you're not good at it, mobility is having a range of motion within a joint. So, for instance, like your hip joint. If I told you to take your hip through a full range of motion, that would be mobility. How mobile is that hip? Okay, or how mobile is your shoulder? How big of a circle can you make with your shoulder?
Okay.
All right. Yes, muscles are involved in that, but it's more than just muscle. The muscle that's involved. So, yoga can definitely help with those things. However, everyone has a flexibility set point. So, if you're not a flexible person in general, trying to stretch yourself into flexibility may not be the smartest thing for you to do. You may end up worse off than what you began. Everyone can become more flexible to an extent. Doing yoga is one way to do that. I think yoga helps. I would say, and I'm just saying this from my personal perspective, yoga helps with flexibility more because it helps. If it's something you enjoy doing, it helps you relax. And when you can relax, then your muscles relax, and then you can get a better range of motion. It's not necessarily that the muscle is lengthening, so you're getting range of motion or getting flexibility because of that. It's because you are relaxing. It teaches you to breathe and relax, and that helps you get into a better range of motion. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's a good question. And I don't have, I think that there are a lot of good things about it. I just think that it goes back to the idea of weightlifters love to lift weights, and they hate to stretch. Yogis love to do yoga, and they hate to lift weights. My phone's ringing. So you just have to be able to incorporate other things in order to get to use those correctly.
Okay.
Like in order to do yoga, not in order to, but if you really want to get the full benefit out of the range of motions that you're getting, you have to be able to control yourself through those ranges of motion.
Okay.
Does that make sense? And I don't know that most yoga classes teach that correctly.
Okay.
Not all of them. Good ones probably do. I would imagine good ones do, but it's just being able to control yourself through the range of motion and have strength through those ranges of motion.
Okay.
So,
Good
question.
Good answer. All right. Question number 3. Any supplements you recommend for daily use for optimal health?
Supplements I recommend for daily use for optimal health. Eat whole foods.
Number 1. Right.
That's just what it's going to go back to. Like, I'm going to start it with that. If you don't have whole foods, and we were just having a conversation about this yesterday with somebody at our networking group, and we were talking about how you have Advocare out there, and you have, I forget the one that the girl was in, Yoli or something like that. Does that sound familiar? And then I think there's a Thrive out there, drink out there.
I think so too.
So there's all these things out there that are supposed to help you lose fat and feel better and all these other things. And I think that they can help if your nutrition is on point. If your nutrition's not on point, they're going to help you lose 5 pounds, and that's going to be it, and then you're going to give up. So that's what a supplement is. A supplement is a supplement to your nutrition. It's not what you should rely on.
Okay.
With that being said, to help with if your nutrition's on point.
Yeah. Anything else you need?
I think, fish oil is something that's important for everybody because we don't get enough omega-3s in our system. And magnesium seems to be something that is coming up more often and more often that people are deficient in, that you get little side effects that you think are just normal, but it's because you might be deficient in magnesium. And then vitamin D is another one we don't get a whole lot of. It's hard because understanding what helps vitamins and minerals absorb better. So with vitamin D, you need other vitamins and minerals to get the most out of it. So just taking a supplement, you may not be even utilizing that vitamin D. So that's why going back to eating correctly is important. Eat correctly so that when you do take these supplements, they can actually be utilized with your in your body. So what do you think?
What's your feeling on branched chain amino acids and creatine usage?
I think that creatine is something that everyone should use. I would say anybody from a 80-year-old to I'm not going to go below like 15 years old because I'm not going to get into that whole prepubescent stage.
It's been well studied. It's
the one supplement that has the most study, has the most efficacy behind it. So a lot of people are scared of it because of being scared of liver issues and kidney issues and so on. There has never been anything sustainable saying that it causes any type of issue if you do it the way that it's the best way you can utilize, using like 5 grams to 10 grams a day. Now if you're taking 20, 25 grams a day, 30 grams a day and upwards, then you might have some issues. But you're going to do that if you eat too much broccoli. Like you're going to have issues.
It's too much of anything.
I mean, creatine helps with cognitive function. It helps with your joints. It helps obviously build muscle, get stronger, with all those things, get more powerful, get faster. I mean, it helps with so much. It's more than just this muscle building thing that most people label it as. And the branched chain amino acids, I don't think are as I wouldn't say that creatine is necessary, but I wouldn't label, if you're taking in quality protein, I don't think that branched chain amino acids are something you have to take, although if you want to repair yourself effectively and efficiently, then I definitely think that they're worth looking at.
Yeah, definitely. So creatine over branched chains if you're looking at the two of those. Okay.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. All right.
All right.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right.
Good job.
I like it.
Okay.
Good questions today. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you for the questions. If you guys have any questions for us, you can send them to Trevis on Twitter at TREVSJANSZEN, or the Thrive Pack at the Thrive Pack. Thanks again for everything. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.